Damian!
What are you doing here, boy? This ain't the big city.
Y'all had a double homicide right over here at this store. In a little place like this, people talk. And sooner or later, somebody gonna talk to me.
Oh, yeah. I know all about Elijah Kane, big city cop. And I damn well assure you, you would know all about me if you had moved away.
You're a famous man, ain't right?
I can't say the same about you.
How long you been here, boy? Now listen. Tell these young folk behind me to put their crap away before I pull out my gun and kill y'all. And I'll kill you first. You heard? You don't have to, boy.
Unless you're going to arrest one of us, I suggest you be going.
We see about that.
My bad.
Kane, I lost her.
I'm fine.
Put it more. Get up!
You all right?
Just another day on the job, right?
Mason, I got Nikolai. How do you say ass in Russian?
The story begins with a brutal double homicide at a grocery store on the outskirts of Seattle.
I'm sorry, we're not open yet.
After the shootout, the killer escapes through the back door and flees in a car hidden in the nearby woods. We're introduced to Agent Elijah Kane, a seasoned, old-school law enforcer who leads an elite undercover special investigations unit. Kane mentors his team while operating outside strict procedural limits, focusing on dismantling Seattle's most dangerous criminal syndicates. His unit is currently running a covert sting aimed at disrupting a growing wave of violent heroin trafficking.
What you need, man?
Your pocket.
Got something better for you.
You're gonna try this stuff, it's good.
Cops.
You're under arrest.
You set me up?
The local dealer attempts to flee, but Kane corners him.
Uncle!
Kane subdues him with a brutal force before making the arrest. After transporting the suspect to the station, Kane receives a call from an informant directing him to the grocery store crime scene. There, Kane learns the victims were a husband and wife, but the killer left no usable evidence, having collected the shell casings, and investigators recovered no DNA. While inspecting the area behind the store, Kane notices fresh tire tracks leading into the woods and spots a half-smoked cigarette on the ground. He immediately orders forensics to collect it for DNA testing. Suddenly, he discovers a young girl hiding in the bushes, visibly traumatized. It becomes clear she witnessed her parents' murder. Kane attempts to question her but realizes she only speaks Mandarin, prompting him to request a translator and arrange child protective services. A local informant tells Kane about suspicious activity near the area, a group of volatile locals operating on the town's edge led by a country boy named Dominic. Kane drives to their place, saying he only wants to talk, but Dominic grows arrogant.
What are you doing here, boy?
Y'all had a double homicide right over here at this store.
Things changed since your old lady died.
You know, in a little place like this, people talk. And sooner or later, somebody gonna talk to me.
Unless you're going to arrest one of us, I suggest you be going.
Don't have to, boy.
Kane quickly subdues most of them until Dominic says that they had nothing to do with the murder of the Asian couple, though they retaliate by planting snakes in Kane's vehicle. Kane responds by throwing the snakes back at them as he leaves. Back at headquarters, a new agent, Sarah, has been transferred from the East Precinct to join Kane's team, and she's assigned to partner with Juliet.
Let's go. So what kind of cases do we handle?
You'll get the cases the rest of us don't want.
Like what, the gang banging stuff?
We don't waste time on little poo-butts like that. We've got 38 cases pending trial, 5 active investigations. That's 1 case per team member. It means we don't waste time with small crap.
Okay.
The arrested dealer says that the court will release him on probation, claiming it was his first offense. Agents Mason and Rodner shut him down, informing him that assaulting officers eliminates that option. Facing federal charges and a 10-year minimum sentence due to possession of cocaine, the dealer gives up his supplier, a strip club owner named Crystal. Mason and Rodner move in on the club.
You forget how to knock?
Did you not hear that?
Who's this?
Crystal grows suspicious of Mason, but the dealer reassures her, claiming Mason is a friend. The dealer asks for more product, saying he has already sold the previous batch. As Crystal hands over the drugs, Manson reveals he's a cop and arrests her.
You are an a-hole, Thomas.
Yeah, so what if I am? What are you gonna do, dance me to death?
During the exit, a bouncer attacks Rodner and attempts to flee. Mason breaks up the fight, and both the bouncer and Crystal are taken into custody. At the station, the Chinese girl becomes visibly distressed when she sees a female police officer. When the translator arrives, the girl reveals that she saw the same officer behind the grocery store the day her parents were murdered. Though Juliet initially doubts the claim, the girl confirms that the officer she has seen in the hallway is the same woman who killed her parents.
She says the person she pointed out to you is the suspect.
Kane orders Juliet to discreetly tail the suspect. At a gas station, the officer discards a cigarette, which Juliet retrieves and submits for DNA testing. Meanwhile, Mason and Rodner pressure Crystal into revealing her supplier, promising to drop all charges if her information leads to an arrest.
You give me your supplier, and I'll see to it that you walk.
I can give you my guy.
Crystal identifies the supplier as Kyle, who is scheduled to deliver a package to the club within 30 minutes. Kane mobilizes his team. Mason waits inside the club while the others position themselves outside.
I got a Blackfoot picker coming on up. Keep your eyes open. I got a visual on the suspect.
Kane instructs them to let the supplier complete the delivery so they can identify the product. However, as soon as Kyle enters the club, rival thugs kill him and seize the drugs and attempt to escape.
I'm on foot, coming down the alley.
Please, drop your weapon!
Kane and Sarah return fire, killing the attackers. Mason survives thanks to his bulletproof vest. Later, the medical examiner confirms that DNA from the cigarette matches the female officer, and the tire marks at the crime scene also match the patrol car she checked out that day. Kane confronts her, stating she faces the death penalty or at minimum life imprisonment. Later, Mason calls and informs Kane that the officer is seeking a deal. She claims she was working for Russian criminals who ordered the grocery store murders. She explains that the victims may have been able to identify a Russian kingpin named Nikolai Putin. In exchange for protective custody, she offers details on how the drugs are smuggled through the strait, transferred to fast boats, and moved inland. She also provides the location of a major drug drop scheduled for that night as proof of her cooperation. Believing her story, Kane agrees to the deal. However, while the officers relocate her from a safe house, a team of Russian hitmen ambushes them and kills her. Kane tries to intervene, but he arrives too late.
She's gone.
Later, as Kane's informant walks the surrounding area, he stumbles upon Dominic's entire crew gunned down and no survivors. The informant calls in the discovery, and when Kane arrives at the scene, the informant explains what likely happened. According to him, it was a retaliation by the Russian mob. The Russians had hired Dominic to help move their shipments inland, relying on his knowledge of the local transport routes. However, Dominic got greedy and redirected the fast boats to the wrong channel and stole the shipment. The Russians returned, executed every member of Dominic's crew, and took their vehicles as repayment.
Yes, it was necessary. Sometimes blood must be spilled. Look on news tonight. You will see that it will say, robbery gone bad.
Shortly afterward, Kane receives a tense phone call from his superior. He is furious because of the body count and the mounting pressure from the press. He demands immediate results from Kane and warns him that if he fails, the case will be turned over to federal authorities, specifically the DEA. Kane knows that involving the feds would sideline him and effectively dismantle his special investigations unit. Remaining calm and controlled, Kane pushes back. He insists he is close to breaking the case, argues that bringing in the DEA now would only complicate matters, and asks for more time to handle the Russians his way. Kane soon uncovers new intelligence. Nikolai Putin and his crew are planning to export the stolen vehicles to Russia. Putin frequently meets his associates at a strip club called Red Velvet. Lacking sufficient evidence to make an arrest, Kane sends Juliet and Sarah undercover to the club.
You're not coming with us, boss?
Just got a little personal matter to take care of, and then I'll catch up with y'all.
Champagne, it's my pleasure, ladies. May I?
Why not?
Nikolai just sat down with our girls.
The operation works at first, but Putin receives intelligence from one of his men that the women are undercover police officers.
When that man in back of bar come in. But when you two beautiful ladies come in, at least let me pay for drinks. It's the least I can do for two such fine civil servants.
Enraged, the girls move outside. Kane decides that Sarah will act as a decoy, knowing that Putin's men usually target women and are quick to shoot if they sense resistance. Sarah drives off while the rest of the team trails her at a distance as backup. However, they lose contact with her and the thug attacks her.
Put it more! Get up!
Kane arrives just in time to subdue one of Putin's enforcers and takes him into custody. During interrogation, Kane informs him that he is facing a minimum of 10 years for assaulting a police officer. He then offers a deal: cooperate and provide information leading to Nikolai Putin's arrest, and some of that time could disappear. Putin's thug reveals that a shipment arrived earlier that morning, which is why Putin was meeting local dealers at the club. He also provides a specific location of the warehouse at the pier. Although he does not know how much product is in the container, he confirms that Putin planned to use 2 cars for the pickup. Acting on this lead, Kane and his team raid the port, hoping to catch Putin in the act. They storm the warehouse when Putin and his men are in the middle of loading the product. Realizing most of his men are killed, Putin attempts to flee, but Kane corners him in his car and confronts him physically. Kane beats Putin into submission and takes him into custody, cutting off the drug pipeline.
How do you say ass in Russian?
Subscribe for more dramas like this, and don't forget to like this video, it really helps the channel grow.